It's going to be a week now since 7th October when, remember, there was that brutal terror attack by Hamas on innocent civilians in their home. And now what has unfolded in the past 1 week, look closely, more images emerging. Children in the crib were shot at point-blank range. Infants were shot dead and bloodied. There are images of burnt bodies as well, burnt children. Of course, we are not showing that. But this is one reflection of what could have possibly unfolded. But meanwhile, with Israel's retaliatory strikes as well, it only shows that the war is on and women and children are losing their life on both sides of the border, even in Gaza Strip as well. These are the images who were in their homes when these Hamas extremists came and killed their families. Many are missing, unaccounted for, and possibly kidnapped by the Hamas. With these images that you see on your screens right now, we are being told that on Thursday, Israel has, while releasing these videos, also published a new footage showing elite troops retaking the Gaza border post from Hamas on Saturday, rescuing 250 hostages alive. 60 Hamas terrorists also, they say, have been neutralized. 26 were nabbed alive. Israeli forces are using a bulldozer to destroy the Hamas locations in West Bank also now. Israel has told the United Nations to evacuate the northern Gaza Strip within 24 hours. Is that a sign to come? Meanwhile, in an undisclosed location, Mk-84 bombs are also, we are being told, and there are other bombs that are equipped with joint direct attack munition kits are on standby at undisclosed air-based locations. Is this a preparation for a ground assault?
First, let me say this with regard to 9/11. If you look at this in proportion to the size of Israel's population, this is the equivalent of 10 9/11s. That's how big and how devastating this attack has been.
In a litany of brutality and inhumanity that, yes, brings to mind the worst of ISIS. Babies slaughtered, bodies desecrated, young people burned alive, women raped.
The President's been very clear. I've been very clear. We stand with Israel. We stand with Israel in its determination to defend its people, defend its country. We stand with Israel in its determination to do everything possible to ensure that what happened on Saturday never happens again. And in that determination, we are, of course, as you know, providing assistance as requested by Israel for its efforts. That will continue. And we're working closely with Congress to make sure that Israel has what it needs to do what it must.
Remember, amid this war that's ongoing, India Today is on the ground. India Today's managing editor Gaurav Sawant gets us this report from Israel. On their one hand, there are tanks, ammunition that is being set up. On another, the soldiers, after mind-numbing horror around them, trying to keep up with the morale boost, specifically to ensure that they are ready for the next few days. Here's what Gaurav is showing us.
Massive movement of the Israeli army right behind me. Watch these images. You see a large number of Israeli army personnel moving right towards the front lines. Watch these images. These are soldiers of the Israeli army moving towards the ocean along the borders remains extremely grim. And you can see these images. These are soldiers who are all moving towards the front line, one after the other, one vehicle after the other, and all singing songs of bravery and patriotism. Songs of bravery, songs of patriotism, songs that fill Israel with enthusiasm and the will to fight. Here is where you see these Israeli soldiers singing songs of bravery on their way to the border. This is one of the final lines. This is this actually shows you the morale of the Israeli army. And you can see their morale high. They're singing songs of valor. They're singing songs of patriotism as they head to the border to defend their nation from radical terror represented by Hamas. These are soldiers who could well be going across sooner than later to decimate the threat that Israel faces. Gaurav Sawant in Sderot, southern Israel for India Today.
Let me help you now understand with the illustration of the map. What is the geography looking like for Israel? And it's not easy. Remember, the yellow strip that you see is Israel, while this is Lebanon. How has Lebanon come into the picture? Hezbollah, backed by Iran, based in Lebanon, has opened its frontier, threatened to attack Israel from the northern frontier, northern border. Remember, from the Gaza Strip, it was the southern Israel that was attacked. There's also Syria. There were reports of shells landing from Syria toward northern Israel. So Israel has to now up its frontier on the northern part as well. The red that you see here, the red strip, is the West Bank, while this is the Gaza Strip, which is about 365 square kilometers. From here, the extremists had come in with their rockets, with their tanks, and also on the land, targeted the southern part. All the villages that we see burnt and from where people have been killed and massacred and taken captive was the southern Israel area, from where the constant fire is on. Israel has vowed to avenge the deaths, while Gaza Strip and Hamas has said that they will avenge the airstrikes that are taking place and the invasion with regard to the Gaza Strip. So these are the areas that are being targeted, while the US has moved its warship and aircraft carrier into the Mediterranean Sea. This is Israel. On this side is the Arab world that's largely supporting the Gaza Strip and the Hamas. So it remains to be seen what really happens on if the war really escalates.